Imagine an AI that doesn't just give you an answer back, but one that actually engages in a real research process, not just, a one-off search, but this iterative, reflective kind of thought.
Right.
Like a human does it. Drafting, finding the gaps, searching deeper, refining, and then doing it again.
Yeah.
This isn't really about faster searching anymore. I mean, breakthroughs like these, they're fundamentally changing how we discover things, how we understand the world.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Our mission, as always, is to cut through all the noise and really surface the core insights, those surprising facts, maybe some aha moments from everything coming out.
Yeah.
And today, we're taking a deep dive into some, pretty significant AI advancements. We'll kick things off unpacking Google's new AI researcher. It's quite a leap, actually.
Okay.
Then we'll zoom out a bit, look at some other noteworthy things happening in the wider AI landscape. Some interesting claims there, too. And finally, we'll journey into the microcosm with MIT. They've got this remarkable breakthrough mapping proteins inside cells. So, yeah, it's a packed exploration. Let's jump in.
Okay, let's start with Google's test time diffusion deep researcher, TTD-DR. Bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
So when we look at most AI tools for research right now, they tend to work in, one of two ways, basically.
Right.
Either they do a single search, summarize what they find, or maybe they run a few searches at the same time and just kind of mash the info together.
Stitch it up.
Exactly. And look, that works okay for simple questions, but it's just not how humans really research, is it? Especially complex stuff.
No, not
When we go deep, we don't just take the first results. We, draft something initial, then we step back, look at it, what's missing.
Yeah, critique it.
Then go back, search more, refine our understanding, edit, integrate the new stuff, and repeat that whole cycle until you get something truly comprehensive. AI hasn't really nailed that nuanced flow until maybe now.
And that's exactly where this Google TTD-DR seems to mark a pretty big departure. This new model from Google's team, it's like built from the ground up, specifically to mimic that human iterative process.
Okay.
So here's how it goes. You give it a question. It starts off creating a detailed initial outline.
Right.
Then it generates specific search queries, pulls in the information, and integrates that into a first draft. But, and this is the cool part, it doesn't stop there. It actually generates multiple versions, different outlines, different search queries, different drafts.
Interesting.
Yeah, think of it like a small team exploring different paths at once.
Okay.
Then there's a separate bit, a judge LLM, that's just an AI that understands text really well.
Right, a language model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this judge scores each version. Is it complete? Is it coherent? Does it actually answer the question?
So it's self-correcting, kind of?
Yeah, precisely. It's like this multi-stage filter and synthesis thing, constantly refining itself until it pulls all the best findings into one really solid document. Like stacking Lego blocks of data, checking each layer, then building better ones on top.
And the performance numbers for this TTD-DR, they seem, genuinely compelling. It looks like a real leap.
Yeah.
On these long-form research benchmarks, it's not just a little bit better, it's winning head-to-head quite often. Against OpenAI deep research, it wins nearly 70% of the time, 69.1% to be exact,
Wow.
and 74.5% against deep consult.
Okay, that's significant.
Yeah, and for multi-hop QA, those complex questions needing multiple steps, connecting different pieces of info.
Right, the tricky ones.
It's also clearly ahead there, too. Scores 33.9% versus 29.1% on HLE search and 69.1% versus 67.4% on GIA. I mean, these aren't small gains. It suggests a pretty fundamental shift in AI's ability to do deep, nuanced research.
What's fascinating, though, is even with these, really impressive results, TTD-DR still has some limits right now. Like, it's currently locked into using existing search APIs. It can't just go browse the live web on its own or run code or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
But think about the potential, right? Imagine a future version where you could plug in, say, autonomous web crawling or let it run data analysis scripts itself. That would turn it into an AI that doesn't just think like a researcher iteratively, but also kind of hustles like one, dynamically finding and processing info way beyond its current limits.
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting for me, because this feels like what those deep research tools have kind of promised for years, but maybe haven't quite delivered on.
felt a bit thin sometimes.
Right. If, say, OpenAI's deep research was like a really sophisticated calculator, TTD-DR feels more like having a dedicated lab assistant.
Yeah.
One that learns as it goes.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
This really could be a pivotal moment where AI research moves beyond being, I don't know, a neat trick to being genuinely human-like assistants.
Right.
So thinking about that, if this AI is really learning to iterate, to refine its approach like we do, what's the biggest shift that brings for our own research process?
Well, simply put, it offloads so much of that heavy lifting, that grunt work. It frees up human creativity.
Yeah, I can see that. As someone who, honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Where the AI conversation kind of wanders off from your original goal over time. The idea of an AI that actively refines its own approach across multiple tries, that's incredibly compelling.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a moment. Let's look at the broader AI scene with our Today in AI highlights. It's always this fascinating mix, isn't it? Collaboration, innovation, and sometimes some more contentious stuff.
Always something brewing.
For instance, there are these reports suggesting Google and OpenAI actually worked together behind the scenes to ensure GPT-5's launch went smoothly.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, which suggests this kind of interesting undercurrent of cooperation, even though they're fierce competitors.
Right. Frenemies, maybe?
Maybe. And given that, well, it makes sense that Google's own next big model might be coming pretty soon, too.
That is a notable collaboration, especially given the competition. And speaking of data and big launches, remember that initial story about Google indexing like 4,000 public chats?
Vaguely, yeah.
Turns out the real number was way higher, over 96,000 public chats. And if you add in Grok and Claude chats, it's over 130,000.
Wow, okay. Big difference.
And what's maybe more concerning for, information quality is that dozens of those shared chats reportedly had false information in them.
Yikes. Not great.
No. Also, related to big launches, after GPT-5 came out, some of OpenAI's charts, their data visualizations, they drew some flack.
Oh, I saw some of that, the chart crime stuff.
Exactly. A lot of people in the data viz community called it chart crime, basically saying the way the data was presented might have been potentially misleading, kind of emphasizing gains maybe more than was warranted.
Yeah, those charts definitely got people talking. On a different track, we're seeing interesting ways people are combining existing AI tools. Like one writer experimented linking Notebook LM, Perplexity, and ChatGPT together.
Okay. To do what?
Trying to create this sort of super efficient AI workflow for pulling knowledge together. They claimed it was the, quote, ultimate knowledge power combo. So it hints at this potential synergy between tools.
Interesting.
But, there's always the flip side. This rapid progress brings caution, too. A former Google exec made a pretty stark prediction recently, talking about a possible 15-year AI dystopia, maybe starting around 2027.
Oof. Strong words.
Yeah, claiming AI could escalate, quote, the evil that man can do to an uncontrollable level. And citing examples like reports of Grok creating sexually visual content, even without specific prompts, as a worrying sign.
It's definitely a field packed with both huge promise and, significant challenges.
Yeah.
And beyond the big headlines, we're constantly seeing practical new tools pop up.
Always something new.
Yeah, like fast lip sync. Automatically aligns character lips to audio. Could be great for animation.
Oh, neat.
IME Editor offers pro-level image editing background removal, upscaling. And there's a free online converter for image formats. Just useful little things. And some other quick hits. Rumor is OpenAI might offer a very limited number of GPT-5 Pro queries each month. Google Finance is testing AI upgrades and a live news feed.
Okay.
OpenArt, a platform from ex-Googlers, is apparently generating brain rot videos with one click, which is a weird sign of the times.
Yeah.
And on the corporate side, xAI's head of legal stepped down recently. And Google open-sourced and upgraded AI for understanding animal sounds, which is cool for biodiversity research.
Lots going on.
Totally. So looking at all this huge range of stuff, what do you think is the most pressing challenge right now in managing this incredible speed of AI innovation?
I think it boils down to needing constant vigilance, really, and evolving our ethical frameworks, plus fostering really open, transparent public discussion about it all.
Right. Okay, for our final deep dive today, let's shift focus again to biology, actually, and this really groundbreaking work from MIT, their protein GPS, mapping the cell's microcosm.
Yeah, this is really cool. So knowing exactly where a specific protein is located inside a human cell, that's always been a huge challenge for scientists.
Right. Cells are incredibly complex inside.
Exactly. Traditionally, you had to do these slow, meticulous experiments. It could take months in a lab just to find one protein's location, and mostly that was for proteins they already knew something about.
Hmm.
Super painstaking, resource-heavy work.
Okay, so what's the breakthrough?
Well, researchers from MIT, Harvard, and the Broad Institute have created the system called PUPS. It's a sophisticated AI, and it's designed to predict the precise location of almost any protein inside a single human cell.
Any protein. Wow.
It basically has this two-part brain. First part is a protein language model. It learns the protein structure just from its amino acid sequence, its basic recipe, understands its properties,
Yeah.
learns the protein itself. Right. The second part is an in-painting model. This part looks at the bigger picture, the cell environment. It reads the vibe of the cell. What type of cell is it? What state is it in? Is it stressed? That context is crucial for figuring out where a protein should be.
Ah, so it understands the protein in its neighborhood, like giving the AI X-ray vision into the cell's whole landscape.
And here's the real kicker, the true breakthrough. PUPS works on proteins and even entirely new cell types it has never seen before during its training.
Whoa. Okay, that's not just confirming what we know, that's discovery.
Exactly. It can even flag subtle changes caused by mutations, stuff that might be missing from the Human Protein Atlas, which, is our big map of known proteins, but it's often limited by those slow, traditional methods. PUPS can fill in those critical gaps.
So how good is it?
In their tests, PUPS consistently beat all the baseline AI methods they compared it to. Much lower prediction error, high accuracy, even in really tricky or new situations. It's not just a little better, it seems like a profound jump in our ability to actually see what's going on inside cells.
Whoa. Okay, just pause on that.
Oh.
Imagine instantly seeing where any protein is
Right.
in any cell.
Mhm.
Whether you've studied it before or not, that really does feel like it's moving out of science fiction.
It really does.
So the implications, much faster identification of disease markers, right, for earlier diagnosis.
Well, absolutely critical.
Testing drug targets without all the guesswork and trial and error of the old ways, that must save enormous amounts of time and resources.
Huge savings, yeah.
And maybe the most exciting part,
Mm-hmm.
it opens the door to exploring bits of cell biology we've just never been able to map before. Like whole new frontiers in understanding life at its most basic level.
Totally new territories.
So in your view, what's the single biggest potential leap this offers for medical research?
I'd say it's dramatically accelerating drug discovery and just fundamentally deepening how we understand diseases right down at the cellular level. Mid-roll sponsor read.
All right, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just quickly connect these threads. We started with Google's TTD-DR, an AI learning to research to iterate much more like we humans do. Then we navigated that really complex, sometimes ethically tricky landscape of all the rapid AI advancements happening right now.
Yeah, the Wild West sometimes.
And then we ended with this truly fundamental scientific breakthrough, MIT's PUPS, letting us map that unseen world inside ourselves.
Incredible stuff.
And the theme connecting all this, it seems pretty clear. AI is evolving incredibly fast, not just to automate simple tasks anymore, but to genuinely augment, maybe even redefine, human-like thinking and scientific discovery itself.
And the speed of it all is just, it's astounding. The kinds of breakthroughs we're talking about here, almost in real time, it's really a testament to the power of iteration, isn't it? Both from these super smart AIs and, of course, from the human researchers pushing all the boundaries. It's, a dynamic and really exciting field to watch.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If AI can now mimic, maybe even outperform, human-like iterative research, and it can map the unseen world inside our own cells, what previously impossible scientific or creative challenges might it unlock next? Maybe consider how this starts to change our very definition of what discovery even means.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today. We really hope you'll take a moment to reflect on just how profound some of these changes might be. We look forward to our next exploration of fascinating knowledge with you. Out to your own music?